Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to do another Top 10 Tuesday. I'm Tally, and today's Top 10 Tuesday tag question is 10 of your most anticipated releases for quarter 3 and 4 of 2026. If you don't know, this is a blog weekly tag. I will have a link down below where you can get the tags and who to give credit for the weekly tags. Okay, so I have put these on my story graph. I have filtered them by publishing date, earliest to latest. So hopefully whatever the date is that they've been uploaded with is correct. Possibly if you are in the US or other countries, you may have a different release date. As far as I'm aware, I did put the UK versions on my tag, so it's the UK release dates I'm going with. Additionally, we're just going to read the synopsis that the book has, because obviously I don't know much more about the book, and I haven't seen anyone read any of these or review them for me to be able to muster up any more information. Without further ado though, let's go. So the first one is A Plague to Sea by Kim Bo-young, and Sophie Bowman is the translator. This is a sci-fi horror, and from what I could see, it's possibly the author's first full novel, but I might be wrong. That's just what I could find. Looks like they've done a lot of anthologies and short stories, but this was the first full novel I could find. So the synopsis is, while waiting for a train to Hwon, an isolated Korean seaside village, bodyguard Mu Young gets a disaster alert on her phone. TVs throughout the station report breaking news of a massive earthquake on the eastern coast. Despite the danger, Mu Young boards the train. Something's gone wrong with this. Despite the danger, Mu Young boards the train with her. She'd rather face the earthquake than leave the girl in her mother's care. So she was dropping a girl off at the train station. Something's gone wrong with this synopsis. That choice haunts her for the rest of her life. 3 years later, Hwon village is home to horrors. The earthquake unleashed an ancient plague that transforms its victims into fishy monsters, and the government's lockdown has cut off any hope for help. Mu Young's niece is dead. Oh, it was her niece then. And all that's left for her is to hunt villagers who break isolation. When an officious bureaucrat from Seoul arrives in the village, he stirs up even more deeper trouble. Will Mu Young survive? Does she even deserve it? I'm really enjoying dystopian books recently across genres, so that one sounds exciting. Next is Mossed in Space by Rebecca Fawn. This is an author I've read from before. I read the Tomes and Tea series. That's this one here, or Teas and Tomes. I can never remember which way around it goes. And I really enjoyed it. So this is a sapphic sci-fi with a romance subplot. Torian Razna finally bought a starship, and contrary to Amelia's assessment, it was not a meteoric sign of stupidity. Sure, the alien starship may have been abandoned for a century, and it may have been covered in moss now, but it's Torian's ticket to freedom, regardless of what her captain said. Except Torian's first flight reveals a surprise passenger. The moss is actually an organic computer with a snarky attitude and serious abandonment issues. That sounds so cute. The target of its loathing, the immortal alien who built it, and then parked the starship with moss inside and forgot about it. The same alien who just found Toran and accused her of stealing the ship. It is entirely possible that Amelia was right about this meteoric stupidity. And this is book 1, so I'm hoping for a trilogy, or the last series was 4 books, so I'm hoping for something like that. Next is a bittersweet one. It's Heartstopper Volume 6, and as far as I'm aware, it's the final, it's the long-awaited conclusion to Nick and Charlie's unforgettable love story. Oh my god, I love Heartstopper, and I've reread it so many times, and I can't believe it's coming to an end. But their story does need to come to an end, really. Alice Oseman can't go on forever with it. So this is a queer graphic novel, and I'll just give you the synopsis. It says, boy meets boy, boys become friends, boys fall in love, and this is the best-selling queer graphic novel about life, love, and everything that happens in between. It's the 6th and final volume. Oh god, heartbreaking. And there's the Netflix show The Netflix show has finished and there's going to be a film to finish it off as well. I love these boys. I've got the rest of Alice Oseman's books. I've really got to give them a try. And they're all pretty much in the same universe as far as I'm aware. A bit of a change of pace. We've got a mystery thriller, The Death Row Club by V.A. Vasquez. I've probably pronounced that surname incorrectly. A dark, dazzling original thriller about a woman invited to an annual weekend getaway for the adult children of serial killers. But when one of the participants ends up dead, they begin to wonder if someone among them might be carrying on the gruesome family traditions. That sounds fun. That sounds really fun. Next is one I have on NetGalley actually, so I'll probably pick it up before its release date, or I'll aim to, and that's Heaven Sent and Hellbent by Sarah Jafari. This is a YA fantasy. In this riveting contemporary fantasy, a teen uncovers a life-altering family secret while discovering that the boy haunting her nightmares is not only an angel, sworn enemy of the jinn, but her fated mate. And look at this cover, it is gorgeous. When Roxy moves from her small town in England to Denver, she expects the summer to be uneventful. All she has to do is not piss off her dad, continue healing from the loss of her mum, and conquer her sleep paralysis before going to university in the fall. Easy. But as fate would have it, she bumps into the beautiful boy, Zane, who has been in her recurring nightmare. Each time they're burning at the stake. In real life, she witnesses him snapping the neck of a man and quickly learns that not only do jinn, i.e. demons, exist, but angels too. I did not realise this was based in the UK. I'm even more excited to pick it up now. Then we have These Walls Remember by Del Sandine. Yeah, this one's called These Walls Remember, and it's a horror/speculative fiction book. We follow two estranged sisters who inherit a home possessed by the horrors of its dark past. They must work together to survive in this viscerally chilling Southern Gothic novel from the critically acclaimed author of This Cursed House. Do not go into the attic, note warned. But that's exactly what sisters Mickey and Delilah do when they inherit a distant relative's house in Savannah, Georgia. They intend to sell the property, divide the proceeds, and go on their separate ways once and for all. But 724 Hertford Street has other plans. You say Gothic horror, I'm there. You say Southern Gothic horror, I'm there even faster. I am very much looking forward to that one. And then this one, which literally has all of the tags on Storygraph, and a very long title as well. So, The Divine Gardener's Handbook, or What to Do If Your Girlfriend Accidentally Turns Off the Sun. And this is by Eli Snow. I don't know, it just sounds so fun. So this is tagged as queer, fantasy, romance, sci-fi. So a mixture of all of them, I guess. Perfect for fans of Tamsin Muir and Rebecca Fawn, who also featured on this list. This joyful debut follows a gardener fighting to secure her dream home in the Divine Gardens, manipulating God, antagonising her attractive rival, and running afoul of a brewing rebellion along the way. This just sounds so incredibly fun. And next is by a author duo, and both of them I absolutely adore. So we have The Darkness Bites Back, and this is by Ben Alderson and Laura R. Smoten, and this is a queer fantasy romance, paranormal romance, I guess, because it's got vampires. So centuries ago, Tobias Osin had his mortality stolen from him when he was unwillingly turned into a vampire. Ever since, he's been consumed by the need of revenge against the monster who took his humanity. Vladimir Damanos, the head of Britain's most powerful vampire clan. Now Tobias is finally ready to enact his plan for revenge using Vladimir's son Alexander to infiltrate the family and bring down the entire clan. But what he doesn't expect is that Alexander has rebelled against his bloodthirsty father by protecting mortals instead of hurting them. When the two meet, Alexander is instantly enamoured with Tobias, and as a string of attacks rocks the city of Oxford, Alexander proves himself committed to protecting Tobias, not knowing that Tobias is just as much of a monster as he is. I have this on NetGalley, and this is another one that I am dying to pick up ASAP. Next, it's a short story. It's a Madeline Miller short story called Mestra, and of course it's a historical retelling. So Mestra is daughter of the king of Thessaly, is gifted a unique ability by Poseidon, metamorphosis into any being she can imagine. Her father, on the other hand, is cursed. As punishment for disrespecting the goddess Demeter, he is in possession of an unnatural, insatiable hunger. I'll just leave it at that because it's only like 60 something pages. I haven't read that last one that she released that was quite short. And actually, do you know, I haven't read A Song of Achilles. I do have it on my shelves, but I absolutely adored Circe, and I need to reread that one definitely. And then finally, another vampire book, because I'm all about vampires at the moment. Milk Teeth by Caitlin Starlin. This is a supernatural horror, and Beatrice is a vampire responsible for nursing newly made fledglings through the first years of their unlife. She nests in an abandoned, isolated warren of office space beneath her patron's skyscraper, raising two fractious, gorgeous, once a heartthrob, now to all appearances a living corpse, who longs for a return of the lover who made him immortal with all of the fervour of a rebellious teen, and Fortunata, the skein of Beatrice's mistress, alien and ambitious in her desires. But when Beatrice takes on a third fledgling, the product of an attempted siren gone wrong, teetering between vampiric purity and ghoulish depravity, Beatrice finds herself strained to break in between the societal and physical demands of her position, her own ravenous hunger, and an obsessive need to discover what's happening to her, because her body is changing too, transforming her into something even more monstrous. That sounds brilliant. I love the sound of that. There are 10 books that I'm anticipating that come out throughout the rest of 2026. Let me know in the comments any books you are anticipating that have yet to come out this year. Whilst you're down there, drop me a like, consider hitting subscribe, and I will see you soon for another tag video. Bye friends.